Hey, Travis, before we get into the football stuff, how was your wedding, the rest of your summer? What's it like?
It was a fun offseason, man. Wedding was the best night of my life, and I appreciate everybody who came out and celebrated and had fun with us. And yeah, that's about all I really got from that night. It was a crazy night. It was full of a lot of celebration, but it's football, baby.
Last year, you joked about spending a year of your life in the dorm cell, being here in a month, I guess. Is there something about it that you look forward to?
I mean, it's always going to be my sanctuary. I think St. Joe's got a special place in my heart. A time in you need to have these days. You need to have this time of grinding with the guys, being around them all day, every day. You start to create that chemistry and that standard of how we're going to do things. And this year it's ramped up even more, especially on the offensive side of the ball. And man, it feels good to have the leaders out there, all feeling the same thing.
Trav, I talk to a lot of guys in pro sports, and they tell me when they get to the league, they want to do three things: win a championship, take care of their family, and stay healthy. You've been fortunate enough to do all three. What motivates you to still come out here and still want to play football?
I still got a lot of love for this game. I still think I can go out and play at a high level, and I want to go out there and prove myself that I could play at a better level than I did last year. And I think that's probably the biggest thing for me is making sure that I'm accountable for the guys in this room and every single play that I'm out there.
That's what motivates you to change from year one to year 4?
I mean, year one I was just trying to make the team, I guess. So I think this year, not only making the team, but trying to figure out how I can bring guys along with me and show them how to play championship football. I think that's a big thing. And then be able to just, enjoy these moments with the guys that I've built this culture with, and Coach Reed and guys like Pat and Chris Jones and George and everybody. So, I mean, all aspects of football, man. Being more accountable when the ball's in the air. There were a few games last year that I feel like I put on myself. In the blocking world, being able to get my guys so we can spring guys for bigger gains. And then on top of that, just being a better leader, and when we get stuck in a with adversity hitting, who's going to be able to, who's going to want you in that foxhole with you. And that's one of those things that I want to be one of those guys that everybody counts on to be there and get us out of that foxhole. Yeah, the fact that we didn't make the playoffs, I moved on pretty quick. But I think once we get back into OTAs and right now, I think everybody feels everything's got to get turned up a little bit. And that's what you're seeing right now.
All of a sudden, this is Patrick's 10th season. And I just wonder if you might recall some of your first interactions with him and maybe just the arc of your relationship with him since then.
One of the most surprising things you'll ever find out about playing with Pat Mahomes is the guy's got a good cadence. There's some with the frequency of his voice, and when he says it really gets you to. So everybody just gotta mentally, when you're tired, you really gotta lock in because that frequency it get you to jump no matter what. It's a good cadence. Everybody knows I love that guy. That's a brother to me. I'm so proud of the way he handled adversity from last year to right now. Obviously, we still got about a month, less than a month till the first game. But you see him out here, man. You see him enjoying the game, competing at a high level, not thinking about the knee. And he's playing his tail off right now and leading us is the biggest thing. Is when you get your leaders out there, your best players out there, and they're setting the tone, setting the standard of the team. As long as 1-5's out there doing that, man, we're going to be a good football team.
Travis, obviously he's grown in so many ways, but do you see some parts of him that you value because he's still the same guy?
I would say the accountability to everybody around him. There's one thing. Everybody's you can either lead by example or lead with your voice. I think he's been more prone to, obviously he's always led by example, but to hold somebody accountable man to man and try and get the best out of them without them turning on you, things like that, especially in the dog days at camp, it can get real ugly mentally. But I think Pat does an unbelievable job of that, and it's been one of those things that's gotten better and better over the years, just as he holds me accountable.
Travis, how do you feel physically?
Feel ready to rock and roll. I mean, third day in camp for, I think, 9-day in pads, third day in pads this week. Body feels good. I was able to finish at a strong way and just trying to make sure I set that example for the guys around me to know that, this is the standard.
What are your impressions of Ken Walker?
Woo! Ken Walker's going to be a hell of a ball player for us, if you didn't know that already. He was he's got every trait you could possibly want at the running back position. And on top of that, his mentality, his how smart he is, his physicality, his aggression, and how he runs with the football and just plays the game. I can't say enough about him as a teammate. We got an absolute superstar on and off the field at 9.
Travis, Eric being back, and we talked about that earlier, but now he's going through some camp with him. What has he brought being back here with you guys, especially for the guys who haven't been around?
One, you got intensity. Intensity is the first thing, and that intensity is infectious. It makes you want to scream motherfucker at everybody doing the wrong thing, and I love that shit. It's one of my favorite things about him. I don't think there's enough of that in the world, let alone in this building, and I think EB's one of those guys where his accountability is going to piss you off, but if you treat it the right way and you act the right way or respond the right way with it, you're going to become better of it, and it's going to make the team a better team because of it. And it's one of those things that I think we really missed here in Kansas City.
So that last year you talked about, it was kind of a weird year last year. Was that something that maybe wasn't there?
1,000%. And that's not to say that, it was on anybody specific. I'd put my hand in the air and I say, there were things that I could have done better in that regard. And it's one of those things that I'm working on. It's not just going to be Bieniemy out here holding people accountable. It's the guys that are doing it the right way, holding people accountable too.
Travis, how excited are you to bring that connection back with Mahomes, considering how last season ended?
Say it again?
How excited are you to bring that connection back with Mahomes, considering how last season ended?
I mean, we got a lot of great players on this offense, man. It's not just me. I think, we got some young guys that can play in Cyrus Allen, Jay Royals. Obviously, Quan is coming back. He's looking great running down the field. And we got Xavier Worthy, who, if you see him in the offseason, we just got to give him a little healthy right now. But that he's a man on a mission right now. And I love the way he's working and his attention to detail and how he's running his routes. And just, the aggression that he's running his routes in. When we get him back out here, man, we'll be a full arsenal. And I think Pat has done an unbelievable job of not only getting himself ready for here, but working with these receivers and making sure that everybody's, living up to that standard of how we're going to play this year. And you can't forget Rashee Rice, man. Rashee Rice is out here working his tail off, trying to get right as well. And we love for getting out here and getting through these dog days, knowing he's coming off a knee surgery.
Last few guys, Nick, go ahead. Travis, for you, what did the moment mean? As you watched sports since you were a little kid, what did the moment mean to be in that venue, Madison Square Garden, for one of the most important
MSG, man. I always told myself I'd go for a playoff game when the Knicks were rocking. And my wife went when I was stuck in a mini camp, so I didn't get my opportunity to go then. So it's kind of cool to be able to, live out my childhood dream of being in that venue and, the mecca of all sports venues, being able to get married in there. I can't thank, the owners of MSG for allowing us to get the opportunity to do that, knowing that we wanted a private event and everything. So it was perfect. And the AC was cooking, baby. That was the best part.
These past few years with the podcast for your brother, I guess, what does it mean that you're going to have these memories with him? We're kind of discussing, what could be the latter years of your career, recorded and sharing those with other people.
Man, it's a blessing in disguise, man. I had no idea it would get to this point, that is new heights and how big it's gotten. I'm so fortunate that, my brother was, on board with being able to do this, because it's not only, giving us another avenue of way of life, but and a broader audience and things that we want to do off the field, but it's brought us closer and given us a certain amount of time throughout the week that you just get to sit down and shoot the shit with your bro. So it's memories I'll never forget. Every single time we jump on, we're laughing for 4 hours. It's only supposed to be a 2-hour recording. We're laughing for another 2.5. So it's a beautiful thing. Obviously, the first year we did it, we went to the Super Bowl, played each other in the Super Bowl, and that will be the most magical year, knowing that, we got to put our family on display in a way that we hadn't before. But to be able to keep doing this and get the guests that we're doing, we're just so thankful, and we want to be able to tell everybody's story as well as ours.
Last one, Sam.
Travis, called Enjoy Your Sanctuary. I just wondered if just being up here prompts you to reflect on the other times you've been up here and maybe what those things out as well.
I'll tell you what, I like to play the old man and just tell everybody how good we got it when they like to complain about the cat food and driving all the way up here and what the conditioning test used to be to what it is now, and how many plays a long drive drill was back then and now what it is now. And not that Andy's getting soft on us, but just a different day and age, man. But it's fun to reflect in those kind of ways, just to shoot the shit and kind of poke fun at the young guys for complaining about how things are and how hard it is to be an NFL football player, and the beauty of it all. So, like I said, this place has a special place in my heart. A lot of it is due to the fans coming up here and showing love every single day. It doesn't go unnoticed. A lot of times that gets you through the dog days and the tough days, and it's definitely some place that I'll always remember when I think about football.
Hey, thanks, Trav.
Have a good one, guys.